Welcome back. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to continue with some of this stuff here, which is this banner. So this video is just going to be about changing these banners. And so on the home page, just so we can know the difference between a banner and a slider, is on the home page, we have this cool thing. It's animated, it does stuff, and I have a little arrow button that changes. Those are called sliders. The other one is called and I'll have to go back to it, the About Us page. This is called a banner. Okay, so that's the difference between those, and it's usually very static. It's nice here when you do your mouse over, they've got some stuff in the background, so we're probably gonna have to do some settings to make this match what we're gonna do, but at least we can get an image here, and so that's our goal for this video. So for that, we need to go in the backend editor. And so to get there, we would click Edit Page up at the top, and we're going to let that load. And now that it's loaded, if you go down, you can see how all the stuff that we put here was in, now it is in this view. And down here in this thing, you have the option like we had on a supplementary video there on updating this information for search engine friendliness. But if I go down, there's even more layout options and things that I can have on each page, right? So here you can do all kinds of stuff like a header background color. You can change that, or you can do sidebars and things, which I've gotten rid of. I didn't want to do any of that. You can also turn this into one-page navigation. I'd be careful about doing that on this theme, and all kinds of stuff like that. So you have different things that you can do on this page alone as just settings for it, okay? But if you don't see anything in here in regards to the banner or the header image, something like that, which I don't see, there is no header image here, is if I go up here, there's a featured image here. That's the built-in one with WordPress, and that's one we're going to use. Before that, I just wanted to mention too, is sometimes you might have a page that the banner you put on is, say, very light, and your logo itself is quite dark, for instance. You can put a custom logo on that page where it has a light background, or sorry, like say a darker one or a lighter one, to go with the kind of background that you're going to use. And another thing that you can do as well with this particular theme is you can also add a page slider to this as well. But we're just going to use the standard banner image here. And so to click on that, I clicked on that, and I uploaded this image here. This one is quite long. It's very long and skinny. Again, it's not very big, which is good. And that's what we need for banners, these long, skinny ones. And you might have to play around with the image size, but I can show you how you would estimate how big that would be. I'm going to set that though. Okay, and here it is. It's here, and I'm going to update this. Okay, and that's just going to load, and then I'm going to go to my page, and I'm going to refresh it here. And I was doing some tests here, as you can see, that's how it was. So here it is here now, and you can see that it's, if I move my mouse, it has a nice little sort of tracking thing, and it moves in the background. So that's how you change that background. And so you can get the sizes of this background by, if you right click on it, okay, and I go inspect, I can see how big it is. And if you see, if I hover my mouse over, maybe I could pull this down so it's easier to see. Over these little elements here, it kind of gives me what the size of it is. See how it's highlighting this whole section? And it's telling me 1263 by 309 just in the little black call out there above. I can't move my mouse there, but that tells me how big it is. So that's a general idea how big I want my image, so that I can do stuff like being able to size it correctly to fit in there. So that's a little secret way of finding out what size images you need to put somewhere. Okay, so that's it for this video. We've changed this image here. You can do that now for every page if you want different images for different pages. Helps kind of change things up. Or if you want a main image for all your pages, that you really like for maybe a picture of your product, or in a nice background and sort of faded so it's not so strong. You definitely want the image in the background to not be too strong, otherwise people can't read the text that's above it. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And your logo needs to be quite visible in these other elements. So make sure that you do choose images that are easy to see with words on the screen. And that's it. So we'll see you in the next video, where we're going to be actually going and updating the slider now, and talking a little bit more about images before we get into the rest of the pages.